Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome back to Git Er Raid. OMG, I love this fight. I think my guildies may know about it. Not sure why, but I do. Maybe due to it being about opening up presents and then killing lots of things. Maybe. It is, of course, a 2-tank fight and 2 healable. I'll note here that due to the strategy on 10-man, it's probably best done with only 2 heals, unless you have 2 strong DPS that you can stick on one side with the 2 healers. We'll talk more about that in a bit. This fight is a big old mess, but not complicated to execute once you get going. For those of you that watched the PTR guide, I didn't recognize any big changes to the fight at all on live, so fire away. The fight is about presents. Yay! Well, not so nice presents, I guess. You start the encounter up on this platform, and then having activated the encounter, 2 gates drop, allowing you to drop down below where all the boxes are. The basic goal of the fight is to open up enough boxes and kill off enough of the adds inside to reach 100 energy, and then you hit this lever here to do it all over again in another quadrant. After that second time, the encounter should be over with, and you will win. Of course, there is a time limit imposed on this, so you can't dally. Also note that there are 2 different themed quadrants here that you can be in. One is a Mantid type theme, the other is a Mogu theme. If you are walking into the room, the closest door on the right will open and it is a Mogu theme. The furthest from the door on the left is a Mantid theme one. We sent 2 5-man teams consisting of a tank, heal, and 3 DPS. When learning this encounter, it will probably be useful to have each 5-man team learn the one theme, Mogu or Mantid, and then as you work into wiping into the next quadrant, switch and have the groups start on the other themed quadrant. Once you've swapped, it's very likely the first time the groups work through the learning of their new quadrant, you'll down the encounter because they know what to do in their original quadrants. So what happens in the different quadrants? Well, there are so many different types of adds, and many of them are simply trash mobs that do very little to your raid. Those are usually the ones in the small boxes. The medium-sized boxes have more interesting mobs that make you think a little bit. And finally, there are 2 large boxes that have mini-bosses with a lot of health and more deadly abilities. You can open up as many boxes as you want, as fast as you want, but you'll likely kill yourself if you pull everything. I'll discuss more later about how to approach opening the boxes, but I'll go through the add types quickly now. On the Mogu side, the large add is the Colossus, and it's actually not too deadly. Yeah, it will hurt your tank more than the other adds, but the main thing it does is spawn additional stone statue adds. These adds roam around and occasionally do a stomp that will stun you. Just stay away from them and eventually cleave them all down with the other adds. I will note that for every statue alive, he does get stronger and stronger, so either you need to keep the add count low, or just kill him before he spawns too many. Still on the Mogu side, the medium boxes can have 2 different types of adds, the Anima Golem and the Ritualist. The Ritualist isn't too bad. Keep interrupting him and dispel the dot that goes out every now and then. The Anima Golem is the one to watch out for. You need to watch for Matter Scramble. It will put 2 swirly red zones on the ground with arrows pointing above them. You need to have a raid member in each of them after a few seconds, or else the raid will take 300k. It's not a raid wipe, but it can be close. The small boxes on the Mogu side aren't too interesting. The Quillen are no better than simple trash, although they will put a bleed on your tanks. The animated stone Mogu will throw out a dispellable slowing effect, but do little else. The urn is the annoying one, as it'll keep streaming out sparks, so try to stay away from them. Try to prioritize it over any of the other small type adds. Beyond that, you'll notice a few other crates that have Pandarian relics. These contain monks that will do some basic monk abilities, but then when they are defeated, will drop a role-specific buff that you can gain. The tank one gives you a tank buff, the heal one a heal buff, etc., etc. The tank add will slow you and disorient you with Keg Smash, Breath of Fire type combo. The healing monk will do a spinning kick that pulls you in, And finally, the DPS monk will blaze a trail of flowers that aren't too fun to stand in. Overall, these monk ads should take priority as their abilities will get annoying quickly. You also want to make sure to pick the buff up when these monks die, as it can be pretty significant for all roles. Just click on the weapon looking thing laying there once the monk is defeated. And one more note on the monk ads, they're the same in either quadrant, so as we go into the Mantid themed quadrant, realize you'll be able to get those buffs from the monks if you want to. So now let's take a look at the Mantid side. The large box here gives you a demolisher. This guy can get annoying quick. He has a constant light AoE pulse, but his major ability is to put 4 bombs on a random raid member. If you do nothing, these bombs will explode, dishing out a crap ton of damage. But you gain an extra action button and you can put the bombs down on the ground. Basically, to handle this, just don't panic and realize you have 30 seconds to get the bombs off of you. Lay them on the outside of the floor, or at least not in the way of everything else. Also realize the bombs can chain off of each other, so make sure to spread them out a bit. You should also pay attention to where the raid will need to stand, so don't lay them near boxes you are about to open. So like we decided to lay the first set of bombs here behind all of these boxes, then the next set would go where we killed the first ads on this quadrant, and so on, following our path of destruction. Just be careful. This is the #1 cause of wipes on the Mantid side. The medium-sized boxes on the Mantid side contain swarm leaders and wind wielders. These really don't have anything deadly or troublesome. The wind wielder will occasionally spin around in a tornado and come after your raid, but that's about it for things to worry about. Lastly, the small boxes contain 3 types of ads. They are amber shards, war callers, and bombardiers. War callers and bombardiers don't do too much. The amber shards are the only cause for concern, as they will spawn puddles under random raid members. Just need to remember to stay spread out. So that's it for the ads. There are more details in the dungeon journal if you care, but the only real trick to this encounter is deciding what boxes you are going to open. Given the number of boxes, we found you had to open at least one of the large boxes, or else you weren't going to have enough energy. It probably is also easiest to open a large one early, and then as you DPS down the mini-boss, you take him around to the other small boxes and cleave down him and the ads. You'll probably be best off opening the second large one after the first one dies, and then just killing it as well until you reach 100 energy. Try to open up the monk boxes early on in the quadrant to have the buffs for a long time. It's all about deciding what boxes to open and when. You'll just have to figure that out and do enough DPS to get them all down in time. If you don't get it done in about 270 seconds, you all die instantly. Fun, huh? Once a quadrant gets to 100 energy, this lever becomes clickable. Do it before that 270 seconds is done. Once both quadrants are done, the doors between quadrants open up, and you do the opposite theme of what you just did. So, if you just completed Mogu, you'll have to do Mantid, and vice versa. Just complete all of that in 270 seconds, and click the lever again in both quadrants to end the encounter. Did I mention that I liked this encounter a lot? Probably not. I'll let you know it again sometime soon. Just split your raid team up, handle the ads as fast as you're able to, and burn it all down. Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and or subscribe to the video if you found it helpful, and have a good one.